Good afternoon and welcome classmates, friends, family, and distinguished guests. I'm Ashley Foster, the class president.
And I'm Vice President Julie Brinkman. We are honored to be here on behalf of the class of 2018 because, well, we thought this day would never come.
Yeah, no, seriously. We didn't think this day would happen, so.
But here we are, we made it.
Yes. For some of you, this may be the first time you've seen us in 3 years, because thanks to nursing school, our lives have consisted of studying.
And breakdowns.
12-hour clinical days.
Breakdowns.
And care plans.
And more breakdowns. And while you knew your grad was in nursing school, you may have wondered what exactly nursing school was, besides a whole lot of breakdowns whenever you asked.
Our first year was fundamentals and med-surg. Day 0. Technically, school had not even started yet, but we were there the Friday before for our mandatory orientation.
And a couple of us found out we were accepted that day. Then it was Monday, day 1, when we introduced ourselves to the entire class and we went over the syllabus.
Day 2, we spent an entire day learning how to wash our hands. Nursing school was so easy.
On day 3, we learned how to take blood pressure, how to take temperatures, and then we got to learn how to give a bed bath to each other. And we didn't even know each other very well.
But now we do.
And then there was the math test. So don't forget your calculator, because you can't use your phone. And, oh, you have to get 100%.
Oh, so stressful.
Very, very stressful.
Day 4. 16 chapters to read, drive through rush hour traffic to pick a patient that you're terrified of, learn all of their medications, write a 6-hour care plan, and start practicing for the NCLEX, which is still 2.5 years away. Oh, and also make sure you get a good night's sleep.
Right, and not only that, but I mean, you are lucky if you even got a care plan done in 6 hours.
Yeah. Naturally, our first year of nursing school was full of many firsts.
First time passing meds, and even the first time not passing a test.
First time seeing a bee and being ecstatic for it.
First time asking a complete stranger about their last bowel movement.
First time comforting a patient with a new diagnosis.
And maybe even the first time seeing someone die.
First time starting an IV on each other. I'm really sorry, Jenny, I made you bleed everywhere.
It was everywhere. And also, the first time finally perfecting APA citations. Oh my gosh.
We also hit some big milestones. Babies were born, classmates were engaged and married, and that was just our first year.
Yep. Then there was the second year. The second year was the year our classes separated. Half of us went to maternity and newborn care, and which is also known as OB, and psych. We also had psychiatric nursing, and then the other half went to pediatrics and gerontology. Those of us that were on the OB side, the OB and psych side, we did not get to see the Romberg building ever again. But we kind of did, but we missed it a lot. Not only that, but the university also switched to the semesters.
Yeah, semesters, where you get 16 weeks of information that's supposed to be the same as 10. No. Except now we're taking 2 major subjects together.
Yep. And then for some of us, summer break was cut short by the OB packet. You know you need to be scared when the professors threaten to take points away if you go over 40 pages, right, Melissa?
Well, they worked on that 40-page novel. The peds and gero half enjoyed summer barbecues, relaxing, playing with kids, dancing with seniors. We were the party half. Nah, just kidding.
She's not. They partied.
Then our winter break was cut short by the infamous OB packet.
So our half got to enjoy Christmas. We got to enjoy wrapping gifts, having Christmas parties, going to Disneyland, and also ringing in the new year, satisfied that we actually survived OB and psych.
And my half was locked in regret. Lots and lots of regret that we had put off this 40-page paper until the week before school.
Seriously, a week. We warned you guys not to wait till the week before. Okay, so how about psych? We got to enter the famous 3B and see what was on the other side of the doors. Then we would go home and start self-diagnosing ourselves. I think half of us were pretty sure we had schizophrenia because we were hearing the voices of our professors all the time.
I still hear Wilson, be flexible, and Gilchrist, just take a deep breath. Pairing pediatrics and gerontology at the same time was an interesting contrast. One day we had a newborn patient, and the next we would have an octogenarian. It was humbling to see both the beginning and end of life, and it was a delight to interact with the folks at ADAKC.
And they were much better dancers than me.
And then the third year arrived. We're finally seniors. It's our last year. It's gonna be so easy, and we know all the things.
Yeah, they said it was gonna be easy, and we don't know the things.
We don't know anything.
But we survived, even if barely. So you'd think with critical care and the emergency room, that would be the scariest thing for a student to come into and see.
No, it was Ball's lectures, tests, and those arrhythmia pop quizzes.
But it was fun. It was really, really made to be fun. We learned about hemodynamics, ventilators, sepsis.
Oh my. But you know what? We will always remember that little man in tights when we see arrhythmia, thanks to Professor Ball's efforts to make critical care fun. And also at the hospital, we had the ER, the SDU, the PACU, the ICU.
And the ICU, we had the SICU, and we had the MICU.
And every other acronym ending in U.
And speaking of U, 1 twitch,
2 twitch, 3 twitch, 4.
All right, our class knows what that was about.
For critical care pharmacology, Professor Ball insisted we produce a 3 to 5 minute video on a medication we were studying in class. The way we reacted, though, you'd have think the world was ending.
When we watched the videos, we cried. Part of that was out of humiliation, but another part of it was because they were so hilarious.
There were original songs, sassy newscasters,
chocolate diarrhea, and let me tell you, Flora Lynn is a gangsta. Who knew a bunch of burned out nursing school nerds would still, at this point, have a sense of humor?
Mm-hmm. And as much as I hate to admit it, Professor Ball, you were right. We will remember those meds for a lifetime.
So the most diverse clinical we've experienced was public health. Each group had a different focus to reach out to the community, often reaching out to the underserved population.
Boom.
My group would visit juvenile hall to educate and hopefully inspire the youth.
Boom.
At the health department, we mostly followed up with expecting mothers to ensure that they had the care and resources before and after their baby was born.
Boom. Speaking of resources, I have another acronym. IERR. Information, Education, Resources, and Referral. The key concepts of community health. We focused on dental health and birth control.
Yeah, so it's kind of awkward.
But that's what we learn nursing school is about, awkward conversations. It's like, would you rather talk about your bowel movements or birth control?
Oh, and then we went on home visits, which I thought was cool because it reminded me a lot of the show Cops. Because you'd roll up to these houses, you'd stop and you'd look outside, make sure there's no loose animals or threats like that. You'd get out of your car, you'd grab all your gear, you'd go to the door and knock and no one answers.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you?
But, okay, so it stops there. It's nothing like Cops at all. But didn't someone in your group go to a house and it was...
Gone? Yeah, that happened. It was always an adventure.
It was, indeed. Hard to believe that that was only just this last semester.
But this semester had to be the longest, shortest, but longest semester ever.
You know what is cute? Babies. Do you know what is absolutely terrifying? The baby boards.
Our professors have been preparing us for this very exam for the past 3 years. To get an A in the class, you'd have to pass the 3-hour exam that covers everything you've ever been taught on your first try. You get a B if you pass on try 2. Try 3 is a C on your transcript.
Forever.
And there is no try 4.
Nope. And if that doesn't sound terrifying, and believe me, it is, the hospitals thought that they would open up applications the same week. before this GPA and dream-shattering test.
So now we have to freak out about resumes and cover letters and letters of recommendation. We just don't know what we're gonna do.
And then there's the dinners. In fact, our first hospital dinner was the night before before our baby board. But fortunately, they had those little napkins that we could cry into the whole night.
You know what though? We started the semester with 51, and there are 51 of us here today. Hashtag started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yes. All right, so how about some words of wisdom for our classmates?
You know, because I'm the wisest of the class, as I was voted class clown, so. I would like to impart on you airway, breathing, and circulation. ADPI, if it's wet and not yours, wear gloves. Please be nice to nursing students. Apical pulse for 1 full minute. And of course, our favorite saying, be flexible. Okay, seriously though. We were chosen out of hundreds of pre-nursing students to be in this room today. Be proud of yourself and each other. We have laughed together, cried together, panicked together, and witnessed the circle of life together. Some of us worked, raised a family, or experienced loss and hardships during nursing school. But we overcame every obstacle with the dream of someday joining the most trusted profession. You are going to change your patients' lives, and they may change yours too. You'll have great days and not so great days, but don't lose sight of the reason that you became a nurse in the first place. You will be an advocate, an educator, a leader, and most importantly, a caring and compassionate nurse. Okay, I'm done being serious.
Thank you. This is making me feel weird. Okay, so classmates, I want you to take an awkward look to your left and your right at each other. Because this is our last time together, and just the thought of that gives me chills. Because it was just 3 years ago that we walked into the classroom and we not only became friends, but we became a family. And I am just so proud of all of you because I think we're just one of the most cohesive and happy classes together. And it's always been, if anybody had a struggle or a problem, we always had each other's backs. We always helped each other out. And this was a chapter of our lives that we're going to look back upon, and I hope that it's full of mostly positive memories. And not only did we learn about how to be an intelligent, smart nurse, but we also learned how to become compassionate people. We learned lessons not only on how to take care of patients, but just life lessons and how to deal with challenges. So it has been an honor to be in class with you guys. You all have inspired me so much. And, you know, a lot of people may go to school because they need to get a job. And nursing is a job. And some people go into a job because it pays well. And nursing pays well, and people want to hire us. But for you to be here today and to survive nursing school, you had a calling. You have compassion, because there is a lot of pain emotionally. And you know that going forward, not only are you going to use your intellect, but you're also going to be, there's that part, that fiber in your heart that is the calling to be a nurse. So remember that, and remember each other. I know some of you are leaving Bakersfield or going back home, and so, you know, we'll stay in touch with social media, but, you know, we're a family forever, so.
And I'd like to have a round of applause for our amazing faculty and staff, if that's okay. Because obviously this day would not have been possible without our faculty and staff. You scared us during skills testing. You supported us through the tough times and celebrated our victories. You were available to us PRN and Q times that we needed you. You have chosen to pass on your knowledge and experience, and will continue to touch countless lives through all of us.
And Dr. Dawkins, thank you so much for being our faculty advisor, for putting up with our crazy ideas that you had to sign off on, and everything that you've done for us also as students, and also as tomorrow's nurses. So thank you so much. We would have failed to thrive without you.
And also, CSUB nursing relies on collaboration with local hospitals and facilities to educate and inspire future nurses. And we are so grateful for our relationship with all of you. And also, thank you for giving us jobs.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, special thanks to our pinning committee, especially our fearless leaders, Julie and Stacy. You guys did such an amazing job.
Thank you. I didn't write that in. Stacy and I could not have done this without our pinning committee, so if they would please stand so we can acknowledge Stacy, Karen, Minnie, Ryan, Andrea, Melissa, Daisy, Angela, Ashley. Can you guys please give them a round of applause or this day wouldn't happen? And also, thank you so much to Deanna and Jamie, who are now seniors, and all of the volunteers that came out today. Thank you so much. Also, thank you, friends and family, for going on this nursing school journey with us. You put up with our crying, our complaining, our frequent episodes of hysteria and acute delirium.
And breakdowns.
But you never let us quit.
We all used to say, someday I will be a nurse, and that someday is today. So congratulations, class of 2018. We're nurses! Yay!